you have the option of subscribing to this channel. And if you click on the notification button, YouTube is much more likely to send you the notification whenever I upload in the future. So, today's video is about CV and resume. Not resume, resume. And full form of CV is curriculum vitae. Some people call it curriculum vitae. I believe the proper pronunciation would be curriculum vitae. And if you want to go for the Latin pronunciation, it would go on to be curriculum vitae. So, none of these words are actually in English. And I believe that if I actually translate them into English, it will be pretty easy for you to understand. Now, I have already said that curriculum vitae is a Latin word, and the translation for curriculum vitae in English would be course of life. And resume, not resume. Resume is also not an English word, it is French. And the translation of resume would be a summary of events. I think you should now have a pretty good idea about what CV and resume is and the differences between the two. A CV is an in-depth document which describes the whole course of your career in full detail. It's usually 2 or 3 pages long, and the information should be written in chronological order. You can either go for the earliest to latest occurrences in your life, or you can also go for the latest to earliest. It depends on you. A CV will have high level of details about whatever you did in your academic and work life, and often research interests with publications. And nowadays, CVs are actually more and more used in academia. The descriptions here are written more in details compared to a resume. I will talk about resume in a minute now, but the thing about CV is that it should be at least 2 to 3 pages long. That is, 2 to 3 pages long if you don't have a lot of experiences under your belt. And on the other hand, in case of an experienced person, the CV can go on as long as 10 pages or even more. That was it. That was all I had to say about CVs. Now, I'll move on to resumes. The purpose of a resume is to provide recruiters with a brief overview of the candidate's work history. A good resume should be targeted at a specific job and should be only 1 page. You can go for 2 pages, but that is only for older and more experienced candidates where the list of your accomplishments would simply not fit inside a page. But for fresh graduates, keeping it in a single page is a must. And for everyone else, keeping it in 1 page is still recommended. And this is just a general outline of what a resume should look like. It is not a must, but my personal resume is designed this way. Now, I hope you are clear about the differences between a CV and a resume. The difference is not too difficult to understand. That's why the video is short enough. And now for the bonus part. For once, I actually wanted to put the bonus part in between CV and resume. Meaning, after talking about CV, I'll talk about the bonus and then talk about resume. But it might become a little bit complicated for newcomers. So, I will keep the bonus content in the end of the video. And for bonus today, I'd like to say that Spanish for what did you do today is ¿Qué hiciste hoy? You might remember from previous videos that hoy means today. And Spanish for what did you do yesterday is going to be ¿Qué hiciste ayer? Ayer means yesterday. ¿Qué hiciste ayer? Now with that, I'd like to end this video. Thank you all for watching, and if you are still watching this video up until this point, you might as well like this video and subscribe to this channel. You can also share this content to anyone who you might think find valuable information from this video. And you can also comment below on what you would want me to talk about next in my future videos. And lastly, as always, I hope you learned something new today.